Yay! Got you. Aha. Lovely to see you. Hi. Hmm. Okay. Shana Tova to our Israeli friends. Happy New Year. Hmm. And happy autumn to everybody else. And the non-dual time in us greets the non-dual time in you. So it's a bit of an old chestnut, this time thing. Especially if you've been into spirituality and non-duality. We will tend to hear about the claim that time is an illusion, the non-existence of time. Time is for the unenlightened. And yet, this principle of time, right, is forming part of the basic building blocks of how we experience being alive. All form, including the form that we are, has a beginning, a middle, and an end. There's a timeline. There's something of a biography. And while we might say that discover that the what we thought was time collapses, meaning the past, present, future line, that isn't quite what it seems. It doesn't mean that the substance of time isn't forming a very real energetic component of experience, of how we experience being alive. So much so that even biologically, we have within our brains an organ, a part of the brain, which is able to sense time. The sense of time is a thing, biologically seen. I know that our dog, who doesn't study non-duality in any conventional way, is totally aware when it's a Wednesday night. She recognizes the patterns. She knows that after that comes dinner late. She even remembers that in the old days in Israel, after that she would get a walk. And so she's extra excited when we come out of the Wednesday meditation. And she knows that we take the garbage out somewhere between Wednesday night and Thursday morning. And that it's all out all over the town on the streets because it's collection day. So she has quite a sophisticated sense of time, perhaps more sophisticated than we do. We can forget what day it is. She knows without being able to read the clock in the morning that it's time now for her walk. Even though the sun is changing its trajectory in the sky and the days are getting shorter, she knows. She picks up rhythms, rituals, milestones, habits very quickly and orientates herself according to these timelines. So it might not be an absolute thing, time, but it is a thing. It's a thing which we take very, very seriously indeed. Meaning, when we have that sense that there's no time for us, when we're small and we have a sense that our parents don't have time for us, and we suffer that atmosphere of impatience, and we want to tell something, but we've got a very short amount of time to get it all out at once, and we start to talk really, really quickly. It's a thing. Then we've got a buddy at school who's from a very comfortable family, and he's a little boy, Geronimo. And he takes all the time to express himself because the world's got all the time for him. And then time seems to be or something else going on again. It's got something to do with existential confidence, esteem, the right to express, the feeling that expression is welcome. And so we learn these subtle kinds of patternings of time very, very young, because if the people around us don't really have time for us or for our needs or for our creativity or for our expression or for whatever it is, for our talents, perhaps we also learn to not have so much time for them ourselves, not to give it time, to rush through it, to say, yeah, but that's me. And what about you? To withdraw time. You see how time's got something to do with consciousness. With all of these qualities, we're talking about qualities of consciousness. We cannot withdraw time without withdrawing consciousness from ourselves, putting it somewhere else in the world that says that there's no time for us. Finding some other place to be in time, or out of time, or late. We all have our relationship with this quality of time. And most of us collectively have been taught that we have no time for, or the world has no time, or there doesn't really need to be too much time for what we feel. And this is a bit of a disaster, because this makes us very mental. Because we spend a lot of time talking about what we feel without actually allowing time to feel it. So there's a kind of split. Because feelings are happening anyway, even if whether or not from our minds we don't have time for it. And often what that means is that the feelings which are more difficult in here, which we have no time for, we end up projecting out there, in a place where there is time. Sometimes the further away, the better, because it doesn't talk back, like on another country. That's where we keep the poverty. Or another dimension, another planet. That's where we keep the evil, with the aliens that are all trying to rob our souls. We get dislocated. We get out of sync. And all the time, that we're doing time in our minds and we're not giving time to our feeling, the body has its own sense of time. It's trying to keep up, to keep everybody in sync somehow. And it's getting older, it's changing, it's growing, it's got its own cycles. It's got its own processes that move according to its own timing, in its own dimension of time, but often ignored by the rest. Again, dislocated, dissociated, out of sync. It's like these three clocks often of body, heart, and mind are clicking in different rhythms. One of them goes cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. The other one goes bong. Another year has gone by, another year closer to middle age. And the one in the middle is like digital, like zoom, zoom, zoom. Where am I? What am I? Do I exist? So what is time? What is this substance? What is this chaos? No wonder we have clocks to try and hold it all together. But these clocks are just functional to try and bring together the physical time, which is this cyclical spiral. If you look at the earth, the seasons, if you look at the growth of the body through the different stages of development and blooming and old age and release, mental time, which is not a clock. A mental time is how long it takes for me to finish this next thought, or how long it feels that it takes for me to finish this talk. Maybe for some of you, this talk is going to go by like in 5 seconds. Oh, did she finish already? And for others, it's like, oh, will she shut up by now? I want to meditate. It's incredibly subjective, informed by other deeper layers of experience, which are very subjective. So we have a clock to try and keep some kind of order out there. So we're all on the same page, because that was just me. Imagine when we could put all of us together. It's a chaos. Chaos of cuckoos and bongs and tick-tock and different rhythms. It's a cacophony. So what is this? What is this substance of time? Because there's something about it which is extremely yummy. Connected with the creation of life itself. Time and space equals form, equals life, equals body, equals shapes, equals symmetry, harmony, happening, development, expression, manifestation, growth. It's a magical component. We have time. Time is moving through us as a quality. And we have quite a lot of command over time. Meaning, if we were to take a memory from maybe an important memory, a precious memory, a beautiful memory, we have the power to slow the memory down. So we could go through the memory very, very, very slowly and maybe experience what was 2 seconds over 2 minutes. Really to replay it in slow motion. Bit like that moment where the football team scores a goal. We can do it in slow motion. Yay! And then again, we can do it again. We also have the power to rewind the memory. This is showing quite a degree of mastery in terms of our experience. So it's not even about frequency. It's not even about speed, because the frequency of our consciousness, where we have a lot of control, how much we open up to the now, to the present moment, does have an effect on the frequency, on the speed with which we're experiencing time. There is really mastery here. And a lot of freedom and a lot of qualities start to come online. Protection, boundaries. I don't want to do this right now. Mastery. Taking time for this and then putting it down and taking time for that. Taking time to go inside, taking time to study something outside. Taking time to contemplate where we are in this very moment, but also taking time to contemplate what comes forward from the past in this moment. Taking time for the future through this moment. Now, part of what happens with time is that because it's a mystery, part of the mystery of being alive, the mystery of experience, we tend to ignore it, because that's what we do with things that we can't grab and know. It's like this open-ended mystery. So scientifically, collectively, we just kind of ignore it. We'd have some physics equations, but we kind of ignore it experientially, except for Einstein, who imagined himself on a beam of light, going faster than a beam of light, which was brilliant because he went in through experience to crack something of the relativity of time and space. But ignoring time has the capacity for the rest of us to send us to sleep. It's like, yeah, yada yada time, yeah, Power of the Now, a good book by, like what's next after that? We take it for granted. We take it for granted until we have these traumatic moments or rude awakenings where suddenly we are here now, awake. It's like breaks in time, where the routine habits break down. And suddenly it's like no time, there's an immediacy, there's an emergency. For better or worse, there's this awakening. And suddenly there's a realization that time is very, very, very precious. If not now, then when? The time is finite, at least in this physical form. And especially when we fall in love, we tend to come very much into the now. If we're with our partner, we want to come into the moment of absolutely experiencing them through the physical, knowing that this moment is passing through time. To let it in completely, the experience, to open up. And we move almost when we fall in love or when we're in a place of deep togetherness with our families or communities or with ourselves. It's almost like we enter another kind of time. It's almost like we step out of the habitual dagga dagga dooga dooga wagga, day, morning, dinner, good night, sleep, morning, pee pee, teeth, work, lunch. Yeah. We step out of that rhythm, the rhythm of our days, which is also a collective rhythm, into another kind of time where things are all associated in a different way. It's like we go to the wedding. And in the wedding, we meet all our family members. And there is this other kind of time, which also includes funerals, and also includes births, and also includes something of the nectar of togetherness of this family. And it's almost like an altered state, it can feel like, which is somehow can feel above our regular reality, our normal habituated attitude to time in a kind of dreamy place, but also it can feel like more essential, more real, a little bit magical. There's something of the nectar coming through, but also this is developing. Also, this is a movement. There's something intensely shared there as well. Another kind of time. A time in which there is a blend of togetherness between me and my private clock, my subjectivity, and you in your subjectivity. There's a space where there's another kind of time. And in that space, there is the possibility of these. I mean, the space is opened up partly by these direct moments, immediate moments of joy, of like, I connect with you, I see you, you see me, consciousness meets consciousness, and bang, there's another consciousness born. One consciousness, immediately, here now. And we break through into this other dimension where all that I've ever been and all that you've ever been are all mixed up and developing in this field of togetherness. Another kind of time. And then later on, years from now, hopefully years and years and years from now, when I'm on my deathbed, like, I'm thinking, who was she? Who was she? Remember that one? Who was she? And I look for moments to come back, moments that are still with me, even now that I'm like dying. And what do I hit? I hit those moments where my love touched your love and the love became one and there's this sweetness of nectar and it's from another kind of time and it's still here now. We connect. Because the connection was always there in this other time while I was getting on with everything else, and you were too. Something of the timeless is in it, but it's not timeless. It's another kind of time. It's a time which has gone through this doorway of immediacy, joy, oneness in the here and now through the physical, and opened up something eternal, something which is much more forever. And maybe in forever land, there's also a development. But something very real opens up. something which outlives us all. As far as if we are our bodies, if we are our minds. Something very, very alive, full of quality. Another kind of time. And when we relate to that, from back here, from down here, even now, through the immediacy of the now, we're accessing a place which is much closer to the non-dual source, to the oneness which is there. But before we get to the oneness where we're all one, which is kind of boring, there is this kind of party of quality, this party of blend. So all of these different kinds of time, which are like different kinds of experience, all of them are real. All of them are manifesting aspects of what we are. They're all precious. They're all here now. They're all immediate. Even the dull feeling of being bored somewhere else, not here later. Even that's here now. Even that's a doorway to eternity. Also, this matters. Everything that's happening as an experience through time is enriching everything. So when we come to this place and we say, okay, time's just an illusion. There. I'm enlightened, I don't believe in time. What we've come up against in a way is a kind of dead end of our belief systems. And often when that happens, when we find ourselves dismissing or negating anything which we have experienced, it's really worthwhile to stay open, not just to trash, but to open up again into the unknown, this substance of time. And there's so much to explore there. It is our essence, the deepest, deepest aspect of us, the substance of us, the substance of who you are, your presence, the resonance of your love, the resonance of the peace that moves with you, through you, wherever you are, the deep kindness that expresses through. Is it moving through time, or is time moving through it? What's its relationship to time? Now, it's very interesting as well, because if we go into any quality, like let's say we go into the quality of kindness that you carry, that moves through you in a frequency which is only you can broadcast, this particular frequency of kindness. You allow yourself to experience, we take time for it. The only way we can really come to that sense of the kindness which emanates through us as an individual is to come into the now, the here and now, but we stay with the now because we're doing time. So we come into the now. Because to give time is to become present, which is to come into the now, this moment, and to open up the senses to this vibration of kindness. So we become not later, immediate. There's an immediacy. We enter the first part of the duality. It's now, immediacy. It's not stressful, but there's really no other time to feel kindness later. It's here now, or not at all. So we're moving through the now into this quality of kindness, for example. And we can feel something, maybe if we really allow it to move through us, to open up our experience to it, our nerve system to it, our heart to it, to not interfere with it. We can feel something of the universality of kindness, the kindness which is, even though it's unique, uniquely the kindness that moves through us and maybe our mothers and fathers, but it's got a uniqueness in the vibration, that it's also very clearly human kindness, or even living kindness, because it's also there in the animals. Some of them we can find it there. I'm very evolved. I can find it in a cockroach, but slowly. So this vibration of kindness is also there. And then we bring in the time factor. Is kindness moving through time, or is time moving through kindness? And what we get as we begin to touch eternal kindness, the stillness of kindness, the kind of kindness which is not giving, not receiving, just is. this emanation, this potent stillness. What we begin to get is like a spectrum of kindness. There's an ancient aspect to kindness, and it feels ancient. Timeless, ancient into ancient. It's like kindness has lived with the dinosaurs. It's lived through the ice ages. Kindness has lived at the creation of the universe. There's a kindness which moves through the whole of history, through all of memory. It's a kindness which moves across the whole spectrum from now, immediacy, to eternity, in all directions, way into the future. And there's a confidence also that this kindness could be part of any future expression of human. Maybe humans in the future have 3 legs and no little toes. We don't know. But also there'll be kindness. A confidence grows, because what we begin to feel is that there is within every quality an eternal aspect to the quality. And this is time as well. The unmanifest potential, the eternal potential of every quality. Otherwise, how can you remember the kindness of somebody died long ago and feel it here now? It's vibration. As if no time passed. It's immediate, it's eternal. So what becomes apparent is that while we're taught to believe that we are somehow caught in time and that time is a suffering and that we are moving through time, like a little thing moving through time, and we're somehow enslaved within time, together with this body. You're getting smaller and smaller, like this little capsule inside, surrounded by all of these authoritative structures. What can happen as we begin to contemplate time is there's a realization it actually flips around the other way. We are at this center point. Maybe it's emptiness, but not the negative kind of emptiness, an emptiness which is full of the potential for everything. And time, in all of its different frequencies and vibrations, is unfolding through us, including all the different frequencies of time as they move through all the qualities of true nature. True nature is unfolding through us. We're not caught within it. We are the space in which it can all unfold in a particular sequence of causality, through which creation happens. Time is moving through us. We're not caught in time. And as we begin to realize that, there is this vibrational awareness possible to the miraculous substance of time, the yumminess of it, the preciousness of it, the celebration within it, the infinite quantity of it, the gift of it. And the less we are holding on to it, like with every quality, trying to possess it, trying to control it, trying to do something with it, trying to fight back against it in a struggle with it, the more we can realize its abundance, the more we can share it. We can share time with each other. We have time for each other. We have time for itself. We have time to contemplate a spider. We have time to move into the miracle of time. We have time for time. And considering it's one of the 2 pillars that builds our reality, it's very much worthwhile to explore to the core what this magical aspect is all about. Okay, time's up. We take 5 minutes and then we come back for a timely meditation with His Lordship.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. It's so nice to see you all again. And again, Shana Tova, Happy New Year. So let's take some time for a guided meditation. If you can find a relaxed position, and just connect with your physical body. Your physical body in the here and now. And how do you experience your body right now? And whatever experience is coming forward, try to accept it, just to be with it. And then we bring our attention to where the body is supported by the couch or the chair, the mattress. And bringing our attention to where our body is supported, we try to relax into this support. And relaxing into the support of the couch and the chair. I like you to kind of move back in your memory to a moment of joy. And take all the space and time just to experience the joy of that moment. It can be a little joy or a big joy, it doesn't matter. Just the experience of joy itself. And then I like you to move back through time to a moment that you had this experience before. And again, we take all the time to stay in this moment or moments of joy, to deeply become aware of this sensation. And then again, we're going to hop backwards again, to hop backwards in time to a moment of joy before this moment. And again, we take time to experience this moment and to be conscious aware of this vibration, this feeling, this experience of joy. And then we hop back again, back into the past, to move to an earlier moment of joy. And again, we take time to experience the joy of that moment. And then we slowly move back, forwards in time through the different moments of joy of our choice till we are in the here and now. And we spend some time with each moment of joy, moving forward through time till we are in the here and now. And when we are back, arriving back in the here and now, we move forward to a moment of joy in the future. Maybe we can project a moment of joy in the future. And then we move a little bit further in the future. Then we project a moment of joy there as well. And we move even further in the future. And we project a moment of joy there as well. And again, we give it time to experience it. And then we move into the feeling of eternity. And we project joy there as well. We move into the feeling, the experience of eternity. And we project joy there as well. And then we connect with the physical body in the now again. And how does your body feel right now? And we're connecting with the chair, the couch, the mattress, and where our body is supported. And we allow our body to relax even a little bit more into this support. And then I like you to connect in the near past a feeling which was discomfortable for yourself. And experience of discomfort. And we give it all the time to experience this discomfort. And then we move back in time to a moment where we had the same experience. And again, we take time and then we move back in time that we had this discomfort before. And again, we take time to experience it. And then we move even further back in time to a moment that we had the same experience of discomfort. And then we start moving forward in time again through the different moments of discomfort. We slowly move, taking some time with each moment of discomfort to move back to the here and now. And then we project this feeling of discomfort in the near future. We project this feeling of discomfort somewhere in the near future. And just be aware of this feeling somewhere in the near future. And then we project this feeling a little bit further in the future. There it is again. This familiar feeling of discomfort. And again, we take time to experience it, to be conscious of it. And then we project this feeling of discomfort in the far future. And there it is again, this familiar feeling of discomfort, somewhere in the far future. And then we connect with the sense, the feeling of eternity. And we bring this feeling of discomfort together with the sense of eternity, the experience of eternity. We bring both experiences together. And then we let it go and we connect with our physical body in the now. And how do you experience your body right now? And we bring our attention to where the body is supported by the couch, the chair, the mattress. And we allow our body to relax even more deeply into this support. And then we connect with the sense of clarity. We connect with the sense of clarity. And we move back in time to a moment of clarity which was there. We move back in time to a moment of clarity. Maybe a moment of awakening. And then we move back a little bit further in time to another moment of clarity. And again, we take time to experience this moment of clarity, to be aware of its vibration. And then we move back even a little bit further in time to a previous moment of clarity, maybe awakening. And again, we give ourselves time to experience this moment. And then we move forward through the different moments of clarity, giving each some time to experience it till we are in the here and now. And then we project this sense, this moment of clarity in the near future. And we give it time to experience it, to be conscious of it, this sense of clarity. And then we move a little bit further in time, and there we project this clarity again, this moment of clarity, of awakening. And again, we give it some time to experience it. And then we project this feeling of clarity in the far future. And again, we give ourselves some time to witness it, to experience it. And then we connect with the sense, the feeling of eternity. And we bring this feeling of eternity together with the sense of clarity, the sense of eternal awakening, eternal clarity. Okay, well, we slowly are coming back to the here and now. We say goodbye to the people on the live stream and thank you for being with us, and we enjoyed your presence. And we hope to see you next week, and of course you're always welcome in the Zoom room. Okay, thank you and have a wonderful week. And we take a 5-minute break, and after 5 minutes there is some time for share